did we meet?
So Gail and I were looking for homes for her. She had decided finally, after so many years, that she was going to look for a newer home. And so, of course, I had been trying to get her to do it forever. And so we started looking at homes, and we came across a home that you had on the market. And so when we walked in, what we liked was the fact that you acknowledged us.
Yes.
When we walked in, you said hello, but you gave us our space. You allowed us to walk around and adventure.
But the key thing was you asked, what were we looking for? What did we want in a home? You didn't necessarily ask us what we were looking to spend, because that wasn't the concern. It was, what are you looking for?
Right.
And you ask us a list of questions, and we start going down, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for. And you were so open and so giving to say, oh, well, have you tried this? Have you considered this? And it wasn't necessarily the home you were selling. It was, this is what you should be looking for.
Is there anything in particular that, any of the things that since you've known me now, was there anything that stood out, say, in the process of when you were selling your house? Anything at all?
What stood out was that you cared. My question to you was, I had a concern, is will my property sell? And if it does, how fast will it sell? And will I get the money that I'm asking for the property?
Right.
You came, you walked in, you looked at everything, and you were completely open and honest, and you told us exactly what it was I needed to do in order to sell the property. And that's what I needed. I needed to know, what is it that I need to do to get this on the market quickly and to get it sold quickly.
And I'm going to ask you, so Lisa, what do you think set my business, my personality, my business acumen, what was it about me that you thought was different?
So the first thing was the fact that once we found a house that Gail really liked, it was late. It was late, and we called you, and you were willing to come no matter what. You came, and you didn't know us from Adam, had never met us but to that same day. And the fact that you came, and then you were telling us what we needed to do in order for her to get that house right away, because you said this is a good house. You walked around, you told us all of the good things about the house, which we had seen some things too, but you brought out even more. And so by you doing that, you were like, we need to put a bid on this house now. And I'm like, will you be the realtor? We were like, oh my God, because she didn't have anybody, and you were available. And that's the one thing that stood out for me. You just came in, and it didn't matter about, and I have to say that, it didn't matter that we were black, it didn't matter that we were females, it didn't matter. You were a businesswoman, and you seized the moment. That's what I like.
And I know I'm not on screen right now, but I have to say, I've said this so many times, if people would let me help them, just like you guys let me help you, I would say that's my best, like that's the best gift you can give me, is to let me help you.
Yeah.
And I think you guys are just the most wonderful example of not having known each other ahead of this and walking into a relationship where you had faith, I had to have faith. I had to have faith that you guys were going to let me help you, which is what I always say. That's what I would want.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky because now we've known each other, what, 2 years?
2 years.
Is it 2 years?
Yeah.
And when I think about it, I have clients that are just like you, which is maybe they've had a prior experience with someone else.
Yeah.
And they just assume everyone is going to be that way, whatever way that person was. And when I show up, I am not like everyone.
No, you're not. You're really not.
Yeah. Because, I mean, my big thing is trying to tell people, my job is not to sell your home. My job is to raise your value.
Yes.
Whether it's buying or selling.
Right, either
your
way.
Value when you buy is, how do you know what you're getting?
Exactly.
You should know what you're looking at.
Yes.
And having someone like myself with a background of, I was going to say a total load of background of, looking at homes, I I can see things that maybe you're not seeing,
Exactly.
and just say, this is what you should be looking at.
Mhm.
You know, notice this.
Exactly.
Not that it's a terrible thing if it's something I've looked at,
Right.
but just be aware that this is something you might want to take care of over the next year or 2 or 3.
Right. Right.
And with your experience, the other thing I was going to say is you were giving me a great example of someone who had hired another realtor,
Yes.
and you were looking for them to be kind of
Exactly
like
like you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I was shocked. I was really shocked that her realtor, and then not only that, she was her friend. You know, so that made it even
Yeah.
worse to me because you knew her, you know her, and you were a stranger to us, and you gave us all these things. We wrote them all down, and we tried to do every single thing that you gave us on that list, all the way to getting on our knees, scrubbing that floor, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
Gail, we gotta get the toothbrushes. We gotta scrub this grout because she said it's gotta be clean. And both of us, we on our knees and we scrubbing it. You know, we did every single thing that you told us to do
I
on
know
that
you
list,
did.
and it paid off.
It paid
It
off
really
big
did.
time.
Yes.
I love the one which was, since I had just done it, was painting the floor.
Oh, that
Yes.
was
Oh
that
my
was
God.
excellent.
And
Yes.
taking off that wood that was at the bottom.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It had totally just absorbed.
Yes.
the
Totally made it
moisture.
look different. Yeah.
Everything, you guys, I was so thankful
Yeah.
you did what I asked.
Yes,
There was
definitely.
Everything you told us to do paid
We
off.
did, yeah.
Everything. There was not waste of funds.
Nope.
Everything had a purpose.
Yes.
And everything that you asked us to do and we did, it sold the house.
Yes.
Everything
did.
sold the house.
And of course, one last question, because I have other clients that will ask me, what about those feature cards? Did you like them? Did you not like them? Did you understand why they were there? The feature cards in the house?
Yeah, that you wrote. Yeah. Yeah, we
Did you like
understood it.
that?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
I did like that.
Because
Yeah.
it kind of helps people buying
Right.
look at your home the way I want them to look at your
Right.
home.
Exactly.
I'm pointing out things that are things that I know if we didn't discuss them or bring them to the
Yes.
forefront,
Right.
they would walk right by and just miss the
Wouldn't
good
notice
stuff.
it.
Right.
So I'm sharing. That's something that I do with all my sellers.
Right.
But right now, one of the things that I'm noticing is agents. That's who notices me more than anything.
Right.
And those feature cards, they'll call me with feedback and
Really?
say, Celeste, you made it so easy.
Yeah.
You showed a house.
Yeah.
You answered the questions we wanted to know.
Right.
And I think a lot of times buyers want to ask questions, but unfortunately they know that they can't get those answers
Right.
from
Their realtor. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm helping them
Yeah.
get that.
Here's the thing, that was money well spent.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, honestly, you probably should have received more in terms of commission because we got more.
Could you say that a little louder?
Yeah.
What I said was you probably, well, not probably, you should
Should
have
have.
received more in commission because we were able to get more from the sale.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, what you asked us to do sold that property in one day.
And for probably
The
more
feature cards,
than you expected.
your attitude,
Yes.
the setup, the staging, all of that together collectively
That's
sold that property.
Well,
Yes.
thank you both.
Yes.
You guys are the best.
You're a visionary.
I love you.